Alright everybody, it is install day. Amazon just dropped off my package. It's a little light bar that I got. It's actually probably the most useful light bar that I've ever seen for a Wrangler. It's none of those across the windshield ones or like the little cube ones that everybody has. Anybody that has those never really does any off-roading, so they just kind of, you know, stuck with like a $300 light bar that's above their windshield that they never really use unless they're on a back road. This is probably the most useful light bar that I've ever come across, and we're gonna go over it right now. Again, I got it from Amazon. They just dropped it off. Let's go ahead and crack this open and see what's inside. So the reason I call this the most useful light bar that I've ever come across for a Wrangler is because it doesn't go on the front and it doesn't go on the exterior of your car. It actually goes on the interior of the Jeep. It actually goes up here underneath the windshield washer motor and right on the edge of that. That way when you open your trunk, you have a super bright LED light that shines straight down or into your trunk. So that way you can find like whatever you need really fast, and this thing's so bright, it actually would be really useful like tailgates, or like if you're out camping and you need to find something in your trunk. Some of the people that have like the little grills here, they have like the little setup fold out table, this would be perfect setup for that, just because it's such a bright light. Comes with everything that you need to install this in your Wrangler. This actually fits the JK and the JL. I was unsure about that when I was reading the reviews, but it does actually fit on the JL. So obviously we're gonna start off here. This is the light bar itself. It reaches all the way across the trunk. Obviously it's pretty big. It has like this lens on it, so it's not just like a straight LED bar. It actually has like an opaquer on it, so that way it kind of spreads the light as opposed to just having a direct light. Installation guide. If you are not familiar with any wiring or anything like this, this is actually really good. It has colored pictures in here for you, so it's not like a black and white thing, and like they show you which wires to take apart, and it's literally step by step. You can't mess it up if you're gonna read that way. This bag, you're gonna get the alcohol wipes, window clips, and then a wire cover, so that way you can clean up your wiring, make it look good, and tap wires very easily. They give you a sticker. It's Brawley Done Right LED. That's on Amazon. You actually get a infrared remote with some settings on there. We'll go through this a little bit later. This is actually really cool. Here's some more wire taps. You got the red wire tap connectors, and then this is actually a power cord. So this is what will be powering the light bar. In the instructions, it tells you that you can wire it to the dome light. That way, every time the dome light comes on, this light will come on and light up your trunk and all that. But they actually did include, and I'm actually pretty excited about this, no wiring needed. This goes into the power outlet, and actually there's one right here, so I think I'm gonna end up using that instead of going into my wiring just right now. I don't want to wire it to my domes because every time I open any door it would come on, so I don't really like that unless I had it off with the remote. So I may just wire it differently and put like maybe a switch here, so that way anytime I'm back here I can just hit the switch and then it'll light everything up in my trunk. Again, these instructions are very clear on how you can install it. The pictures do show JK, the JL. I'm not sure if the wiring is the same. I have not looked into it. If you have a JK, this will work absolutely perfectly. They literally step by step on where to find wires and what to tap into and things like that. The JL, obviously, if you have this, you can just plug it into here. So there's no time like the present. Let's go ahead and start diving in. So on the back of the actual LED bar, they do have little 3M sticky circles. I'm probably going to switch those out. I'm probably going to get a whole strip that covers this entire thing. That way it's really secure when I stick it up there. I don't really, not that I don't trust these little stickers, but I mean they're so small. What they should have done is just done a whole strip all the way down, but I guess that's more cost efficient to just do the little tiny circles. So here we have it. I have it pushed up against in that corner really well, and then you can see the wiring hanging down here. We're actually gonna run it with this other wiring. Hopefully I can just fit it in there. If not, I'll just zip tie it right next to it. I'll run it down and then along the back side. So this goes into the hardtop itself and then comes back down out here. What I'm gonna do is probably just run it along this edge and then have like a quick disconnect here, so that way if I ever take my hardtop, it's right by all the other disconnects, so I can just quickly disconnect it and not have to worry about it snag or anything if I'm going to take my top off. Alright, so I was able to get this plastic trim piece off that covers the wiring from here to here. You can see it's just for the wiper motor wiring, and successfully able to just follow the wiper motor wiring all the way down, and then here it is coming out the bottom with the defroster wiring. And then we're just going to continue wiring it down into the hardtop to where all the other quick disconnects are at. So the good news is I just cut a little hole here. You can see the wire just goes right in and fits beautifully with the plastics back on. To send out these little, they're almost like zip tie, like tie down type of things. They sent some in white, and then if they were also nice enough to send some that are black as well. So you can see you could just use these to tie down the wire on the inside of the hardtop. The black actually blends in better to where the black is on the glass. The white blends in obviously better with the white inside here. Next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna plug in the power adapter. Again, I don't wanna go into my wiring just yet. This is awesome. It says bonus gift on it, but I would assume that it comes with all of them. I hope it does, for everybody's sake, because this is so much easier to use than getting into your wiring, especially if you don't know what you're doing. This is obviously a lot simpler. So you could just potentially use it like this and just unplug it when you don't want it to use it, and then plug it back in when you do. I just find that like a little bit of a hassle. I'm actually going to use the remote, but you could use it like this. You could see it runs up, and I have my disconnect right here by all my other disconnects. That way I don't forget it. 1, 2, 3 right in a row for my hardtop. And then you can see if you follow the wire, the light bar is actually in fact on right now. But if I were to take this out, no power, so the light bar shuts off. So you could potentially use it like this, but in the bag for the remote, which is here, we can go through like modes and settings and stuff as well, but you can see you can change the brightness up and down. There's actually quick button settings for 150 and 25%, and then there's a few different modes, and then you can vary the speed as well. But in order to use the infrared remote, you actually need to use this infrared adapter. You can see LED controller, so with remote RF control. So basically what this does is this goes in between your power source, and then this side plugs into the LED bar. So now you can see with that little setup there, the light bar is not on. So when you take the remote and you hit on, light bar comes on. So you can see I'm hitting it, shuts it on, shuts it off. You can adjust the brightness, turn it up, turn it down. You can do 100%, you can do 50%, you can do 25%, just like quick buttons. You can change the mode, so you can see this one's kind of like a pulsing. You can change it to go slower if you really want. So it actually does have an SOS setting, so it's very bright. So at night, if you get stuck somewhere, you can use this light to signal that you are in distress or you need some help. It's clean, because look at from here, you can't even see it. It installs so well, and then you go up the entire length of this weather stripping actually. So if you want to measure it out for yourself on your Wrangler before you even decide to get it or not, it's the entire length of the weather stripping. Cool thing about this, it's not like it doesn't just automatically switch. Like when you hit like 25%, it fades into 25%. I know that's like really a small detail that like it fades into 25%, but like the fact that when you hit 100% to 25 and it kind of fades down into that is just like, it makes it feel nicer as opposed to it just going 100%, 25%. Like a lot of the LEDs that are out on the market right now, I'm actually impressed that they took the time to program that into there. It actually does make it feel a little bit nicer. If I was not somebody who knew anything about electronics, this is very easy setup. For an Amazon product, I cannot believe this light bar is this high quality. So what I am going to do is actually go leave a 5-star review. I'm gonna leave the link in the description below in case you guys are interested in getting this. Again, it does say JK on line, and it shows pictures of the JK. The instructions show pictures of the JK, and I was actually worried that when I ordered it, it was not going to fit mine because I knew that they changed out the wiper motor to be on the bottom, but it does in fact just clear the wiring for that. Again guys, I will leave a link in the description below for this light bar. It's only like 50 bucks and it installs in possibly 5-10 minutes. honestly. If you were to plug it into the side like I did, and I wasn't filming, this would take like 5 to 10 minutes. Stick it up there, run the wires down, connect it into the bottom, good to go. But if you wanted to wire it, it may take a little bit longer. That's just what you have to deal with to get a little cleaner look and make sure it's connected to your dome light, so that way anytime you open your trunk, this will actually come on, which is a nice feature, I'm not gonna lie. So on Amazon, it's the Brawley done right LED bar for the Wrangler, and again, it fits the JK and the JL. I'm proving that right now. This is on the JL. Brand new. If you have not been here before, please hit that subscribe button, leave me a big thumbs up, I really appreciate it, and let's see if we can't get to 2,000 subscribers by next week. Before I show you the video of this light bar here at night, Quaker State 4x4 night, the 28th of July, Ryan and I will both be there for a good cause. It's a charity. I think it's like 10 bucks for each truck to get in, or each Jeep, or whatever it is, but it's for a good cause. We're gonna have some raffles and some giveaways and things like that. We look forward to seeing everybody's build, and if you just want to come and look at like some cool trucks and stuff, you don't have to bring a truck, you don't have to bring a Jeep, but you can, you know, drive up there, and if you just want to look at some cool trucks, some done-up trucks, some done-up Jeeps, it's a great night for that. So again, July 28th, Quaker Steak and Lube, Polaris Parkway, up here in Columbus, Ohio. So here we are back outside. It's a little bit darker outside. It's actually it's like 9:30 right now. It's definitely darker. The camera's picking up a lot of light though, so I'm kind of impressed, honestly. Go ahead and test it out, and let's see. So if I hit power, wow. Honestly, I'd be lying if I said I was not impressed. Wow. You can see the amount of light this thing is giving off is coming all the way out to, I mean, this is about 15-20 feet away, but it is so bright, and that's 100%. So we go 50%, you can see it darkens up, 25%, and then you can go through the modes as well. So there's flashing, there's the fading. I am thoroughly impressed with how much light this thing is putting off. Again, the install was so easy. You can wire this to your dome light, so you can see actually my dome lights are on. They seem dim right now, but these dome lights will come on when you open your trunk, and what they're hoping is when you go to wire this into the dome light, when you open the trunk, that light comes on automatically. But I kind of like it like this. Like, again, I might wire in a switch so that way I could just hit a switch and it'll turn on when I need it. But I am thoroughly impressed with how bright this is. I mean, it is a huge difference. And the camera kind of looks bluish, but it's actually like very, very white in person, and it is just lighting everything up. You can see all the way out to the sides. Like I said, if anybody has anything in their trunk they need to get if they're camping, or like if, you know, people get the Mopar like fold out tables and stuff with grills on it, this is perfect for that. It lights up everything. It is so bright. I just want to thank you guys again from the bottom of my heart. 1,700 subscribers, that's insane. If you liked the video, enjoyed this, if you're gonna get one of these, again, the link is in the description below. This is really impressive. I think anybody that has a Wrangler should have this, especially if you go camping. You need one of these. This thing is awesome. If you enjoyed the video, give me a big thumbs up, leave some comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. This build is just getting started. I know light bars come first, all this stuff. I'm waiting on lift kits, I'm waiting on wheels, and yeah, if you guys have any idea of what kind of wheels you want me to get, go ahead and leave a comment below. Thank you again for stopping by, watching the install. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.